Hi friends, in this tutorial I am going to quickly tell the difference between RAG and fine-tuning. So RAG and fine-tuning, these are the two mechanisms by which you can customize or modify the behavior of your LLM model. Okay, so first understand what is the limitation or issues with the LLM. So LLM model work like I say more as a Google search. You give them a prompt and they will provide you some information, and these models are trained with wide amount of data available in internet. Okay, now suppose you want to use LLM model for your enterprise, for your own thing. Okay, how can you do that? So there are two techniques for that. One is a RAG, retrieval augmented generation, and second is fine tuning. Okay, what do you do in the RAG? Your own internal document, the company's document, or any of the document to whom which you want to do the search. Okay, you give those documents as a context to your prompt. So prompt plus document context will go to the LLM model, and then LLM model will provide you the response. Okay, and in the fine tuning, the difference in the fine tuning is here you train your model. Like the LLM model, you retrain the model by providing your company's internal training data. Okay, so let's understand here in more detail. Okay, so RAG means it retrieves relevant information from external data which you augment as part of the when you send your prompt. Okay, this second thing to remember, this model is not retrained. You are not retraining again the LLM model. Okay, and uh, and when you give your external data will be uh, chunk will be made in the form of the chunk, and it will be stored in any of these three vector database. Okay, one quick example is from insurance. Okay, you have got a question, what is the deductible for this policy ABC123? Okay, this policy and the deductible will not be available in internet. Okay, so what do? You provide your company's policy documents, in those will be stored in the vector database. You write your prompt, you get the context from the vector database, and LLM uses that context and give you the answer. That is the RAG. Okay, fine tuning, what you do, you retrain your data. Remember, you retrain your model with the data which you provide. Okay, fine tuning is used for changing the style, okay, of the model. So you want a model to respond in a proper legal tone or technical engineering tone. You want to change the tone of a model. Okay, or you want to train your model, LLM model, in some specific task like classification or summarization. You can use that. You want to control the output format. Okay, so fine tuning in short will be used to change the behavior of the model. Okay, these are two different use cases. So again, there is one example from the insurance. Okay, where there is an input, my car hit a tree during a storm, and the output is auto claim. You are providing this data to the LLM model already. Okay, and second, if there is a hospital charge for the surgery, it's a health claim. Okay, now the LLM model will be trained with this data. Next time, if you ask any prompt like my car was damaged in an accident, the model will provide you auto claim, and it provides you the auto claim in the same way the way you have trained. Okay, so it remembers the style and tone. Okay, the key difference between RAG and fine tuning is it fine tuning changes the model weights. Okay, external documents RAG uses, fine tuning doesn't use. Best for knowledge retrieval, RAG is best for behavioral change, fine tuning. Easy to update data in RAG, and fine tuning needs every time a retraining of the model. Okay, so now let's understand the difference between RAG and fine tuning through a analogy. Let's imagine the LLM model is a doctor. Okay, now you ask a question from a doctor. Okay, now to answer your question, if the doctor looks into some sort of a medical journal or it uses some external data source, okay, then it's a RAG. Okay, at the same time, if the doctor have been gone to some sort of a training, and with that knowledge of the training it provides you the answer, that's called as a fine tuning. Okay, so remember, in the RAG no training of LLM is needed. Okay, you just plug your external data set with the LLM model. In the fine tuning, the model has to be retrained. Okay, now when to use what? Use RAG when your knowledge changes frequently and you want to query any sort of a document. You always use RAG. Okay, like you want to query your claim documents, insurance policy, legal rules, always use RAG. Okay, use fine tuning when you want your model behavior to be changed. Behavior like your tone or style has to be changed, or at the same time if you want your model to respond in a particular format, like you don't want a text response, you want a response from in a JSON format. Okay, in that case you can use fine tuning. Best practices in any enterprise system, you use both of the model together. Okay, you use fine tuning also and you use RAG also, and depends on what sort of a use case you are having. Fine tuning improves behavior and RAG improves knowledge. Thank you.